I.S.U.P.K.
Deuteronomy 27:1. And Moses with the elders of Israel. And this is Moses in the wilderness with the elders of the children of Israel, giving the commandments to the Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Go ahead.
Commanded the people, saying, keep all the commandments.
Hear that? Keep all of the commandments. Don't throw them away. All right? Keep all of these commandments that's written in this Bible. All right? Go ahead.
Which I command you this day.
Right? Which Moses commanded us when we came out of Egypt to keep all of these commandments which the Lord gave us by the mouth of Moses. Right? Let me get 28:1. Deuteronomy 28:1.
Deuteronomy 28:1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
You hear that? That is a future prophecy. That later Moses was telling us that it will happen if we listen to the commandments and we do the commandments that he commanded us that day. All right?
To observe and to do all his commandments.
To observe the commandments and to do them. Right. Not just to read them, to observe them and to do all of the commandments, which Moses commanded the children of Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
That the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
You hear that? When we keep these commandments, we are above all of the nations on the earth. Not equal, not buddies, not to join together with them, but above all of the nations on the planet Earth. Right. This is your heritage, black people, Hispanic people, Native Indian people, to keep these commandments so that you can be above all of these nations, not following behind them like some dog. One to be like these other nations, to be above all of them, not one to be equal and loving everybody. All right? Let me get verse 15.
Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
You hear that? If we didn't listen to the voice of the Lord our God to do the commandments, this is what would happen to us. And this is how you know who the real children of Israel are. The people who lined up to all of these things that would happen to the children of Israel in these days. Go ahead.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee.
You hear that? A curse is not some word that you say. A curse is something that happens when you do not obey what the Lord tells us to do. The condition that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are in today, those are the curses. We're under these curses in this Bible because we're the people of the Lord. All right? Now we're going to get into these curses to let you know that you're these people affected by these curses because we didn't listen to what the Lord told us to do. All right? We wanted to disobey the Lord and be like these other nations, getting lineups, shaving our face off. All right? dressing like them, being like them, celebrating their holidays, wanting to join after all these nations instead of assuming our position and keeping these commandments and being above all these nations. We wanted to be equal to these nations, and we become below these nations.
That's right.
And these curses overtaking us. No matter where you go, you're going to see a ghetto. You're going to see your people on drugs. You're going to see your women with straight hair wanting to be like the so-called white woman. You're going to see your men wanting to look like Egyptians, getting lined up to look pretty. You're going to see all of your people in every city you go to, because these curses are overtaking us. And this is happening to one people, so-called
right.
blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right.
The true Israelites according to the Bible.
Right.
All right? No other nation is going through this but us. All right?
And cursed shall thou be in the field. Verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
You hear that? Cursed are we in the city. Look at the city. Who's the biggest homeless people in the city?
Right.
Who are the sickest people in the city? Who are the most lost people? Don't know who they are, where they from, where they going. All right? Everything our people do, they want to be like these other nations, these other races of people. We are cursed in these cities. When you look around, you see a Chinese restaurant in your neighborhood because you are cursed in this city, right? You see these other nations ruling over you, owning all of these buildings around you, all right? Having you in captivity, fighting and killing each other over money with their face on it, with your oppressor's face, fighting to be like him, all right? Wanting to look like him, act like him, talk like him, and be just like him, because we are cursed in these cities. That's why we in the ghettos. That's why you in the projects. That's why you on drugs, smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, and being disgusting.
Right.
All right? Because you are cursed in the city. Go ahead.
That's right.
And cursed shall thou be in the field.
And cursed are we in the field. What happens in the field? Planting, the marketplace. We don't own anything. And when you see a black-owned business, what happened? Oh, you want to get a discount. But you will pay extra to the white business. You will pay extra to the Chinese business.
Right.
You will pay extra and give a tip to the Arab owning your gas stations.
Right.
Right? But with your people, you want to get a discount. You want to get a hookup. You don't want to support the mom and pop spot. You want to go support everybody else, the Africans on the corners selling dashikis, right? You want to support everybody but your own people, because we are cursed in the field.
Right.
And this is a byproduct of not obeying the Lord our God, not everybody else's God. All right? Let me get, is that the end of that verse? Let me get verse 32.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
You hear that? Our sons and our daughters, our children don't even belong to us. You try to teach them something, what do they say? Oh, they tell you what the Christian church told them, what their grandmama told them. They're reciting these songs on these radios and everything they learned at this disgusting public school system. They want to have the spirit of the school, right? They want to go to these games, go to these movies, be whores, walking around sagging. They want to walk around with skinny pants to look like women, right? Our children don't even belong to us, right? And then when you try to discipline your children to really get them on track, what happens? Oh, the so-called white man want to send in the protection services to take your children from you, because you can't protect your children, because they make laws and set them up to make sure that your children don't belong to you, that your young men are not masculine, and that your young women are masculine and are not feminine, right? To make sure that you're not who you're supposed to be, to go against your own nature, right? And this is what's happening to our children. They're being taken by this system, completely taken, brainwashed with the TV, brainwashed with social media, brainwashed with everything you can think of, but nobody's telling them to keep these commandments. Nobody's telling them not to eat pork. Nobody's telling them not to eat shellfish, not to eat crabs and lobsters and crawfish. Nobody's telling them about the high holy days. You telling your children, oh, wait till your birthday, or we'll love you on your birthday. But all throughout the rest of the year, we don't want to spend time with you. We're going to put you in front of the TV. We're going to let every single cartoon raise you. That's what our people are doing. Why? Read it again, brother.
Thy sons and thy daughter shall be given unto another people.
You see that? Into another people. Their philosophies, their doctrines are being taught to our children, our sons, our daughters, growing up to be whores, growing up to be punks, growing up thinking that they want to be a pimp, they want to be a thug, they want to be a gangster, they want to kill each other and forgive the so-called white man for everything.
Right.
That they want to get mad at each other and hate each other, but they want to forgive every other nation. They don't want you to sell a piece of candy at all. But what they do, go to the next neighborhood store selling that owned by all these other races, all these other nations, right? They want to go to the white man's school and be like him, have his degrees and everything. Because our children, our sons and daughters are given unto another people because we disobey the Lord. We celebrate birthdays. Our people think that New Year is in the middle of the winter.
Right.
What sense does that make? This is a curse on you black people, Hispanic people, Native Indian people, all right? And it is high time to wake up. You see the destruction happening. You see your children getting raped, kidnapped, brainwashed. They don't listen to you, right? If they're not listening to you, they're listening to somebody, right? They're listening to that homosexual preacher. It's bad enough that they brainwashing them with the internet, right? And the internet videos say, oh, this is for mature audiences. No, that video is for whoever clicks on it. And they hope it's your children. Let this noise pass on. All these other people not going through these curses. All these other people, you don't see a drug block in the Arab neighborhood, in the Chinese neighborhood. And they're at war with America. They're at war. But you see us on drugs, wanting to be the so-called white man. Our women think it's pretty to have a white woman's hairdo, straight hair. When the Lord made your hair kinky, all right? That's how the Lord made your hair, but you want to be something else. We want to be another people. Why? Our sons and our daughters are given to another people. That's not us. All right? Go ahead.
And thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them.
Your eyes look and fail because you long for them. You long to be able to teach your son to be a man, not to be acting like some broad, acting like some woman, wearing skinny pants, walking up the street sagging, showing his behind, looking completely disgusted and a laughing stock to all these other nations.
That's right.
Why do you think that BET is full of our people chucking and jobbing? Why do you think they love to watch hip-hop wives, basketball wives? They laughing at you, right? Because you acting like a dang on fool, man. Because you in the middle of captivity and you want to be like all the people that put you in slavery. You want to be like all of the nations that's doing all this evil to you, causing you to be wicked, causing you to be disgusted. You want to be like them. You are a laughing stock. Why? Because you disobey the Lord your God, right? You don't keep these commandments. You don't listen to the priests and the prophets coming out here telling you to change your ways, to go back to your heritage. This is not a religion. This is your heritage. This Bible belongs to you. These are your laws to make you above all of these other nasty, disgusting races. You want to be a Buddhist, but the Chinese eat frogs. You want to eat pork. You want to eat everything that's disgusting to be like these other nations, to feel less black because you're at the bottom. Why don't you keep these commandments and wind up being at the top? Why don't you get your dignity and your integrity back, black people, Hispanic people, Native Indian people? Why you want to kill each other? A brother owe you $10, you want to kill him. But the white man owe you 400 years plus of slavery, and even more. And what you want to say, oh, we got to love him. Let's kiss him. We love Nancy. Oh, we love Mr. Smith. Right? We love our slave name. Make sure we're just like them. Feel less and less yourself. And be emasculated is what you want to do in this place. Go ahead, brother.
While we go on, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
You see that? There's no might in our hand. We get shot dead in the streets, and what happens? Oh, let there be peace. But a brother shoot at your block, owe you some money, you want to shoot his whole goddamn house up. You want to do everything wicked to your own people, right? Because there's no might in your hands. And you think you're African too. But when you get shot dead in the street, where's that African disgusting president to protest and say, well, you know what? Why are you doing this to our people? They are nowhere to be found because they know what you don't know, that you are not the same people. You are the children of Israel, the most despised people on the face of the planet. Wake up. Even you hate you. Even your women want to be like the so-called white woman, right? And you don't see that you are the most despised and hated people. How the Israelites in the Bible, who you really are, were hated in these scriptures, man. This is your history. Your only real black history, Hispanic history, and Native Indian history is in this Bible, man. It's in this book. And ain't no filthy, stinking, halfway gay Christian preacher gonna teach you the truth, man.